Good morning, KNDMS team and family. My name is Jeremy Mullet, your Assistant Principal of Instruction, and this is your Friday Community Update. First and foremost, folks, next week is our iReady testing. We're going to do Monday and Tuesday will be your math iReady tests, and then that Wednesday, Thursday will be your ELA iReady tests. Friday's reserved for makeups because we want to make sure everybody has the opportunity to finish both of their tests and earn the incentive trip all the way to the movie theaters to watch The Little Mermaid on the 31st. Now, quick and easy way to earn that incentive movie trip, and that is to just pass your iReady diagnostic test that we're taking next week. Now, what does it mean to pass? To pass, in this case, it just means that you meet or exceed your growth goal. Now, your math teachers and your ELA teachers have already told you what that growth goal is, and if you hit it, on this test, you hit that growth goal in math or in ELA, you are going to the trip. Now, if you hit it in both, then of course you get to go on the trip and you get that sweet snack pack. Now, our goal as a school is for every single student, all about 500 of us, to go to the movie theater on the 31st. And I think that we can do it. All you have to do is get a good night's sleep, come in ready to take that test, and do your best. I believe in you. You can do it. All you got to do is decide that you can as well. Now, let's turn it over to something else that you can do, and that's coming up here on the 20th. It is a cleanup day, and to tell us a little bit more about this community cleanup, let's turn it over to Mrs. Booz.
Happy Friday, KNDMS Mountain Lions. This is Veronica Booz. I am inviting staff, students, and families to our KIPP Cares Community Cleanup. Saturday, May 20th at 9:15, we'll start at the middle school and we'll end at 11:30 at the KIPP High School. Please call me or text me if you have any questions, 303-621-6578, and RSVP using the link so that way I know you're coming and I have lunch for you. Hola familias de KNDMS, estoy invitando a ustedes, los estudiantes y toda la comunidad para ayudar con la limpieza que vamos a tener el 20 de mayo, empezando a las 9:15 en la escuela secundaria de KIPP y terminando en la preparatoria de KIPP a las 11:30. Por favor, déjame saber si vas a participar, así puedo tener un almuerzo para usted. Mi número es 303-621-6578 o puedes registrar con el formulario. Gracias y nos vemos. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Miss Booz. Keeping our community nice and clean and looking good is just one way that we can give back. So let's do it. Let's see y'all here on the 20th. Next, let's talk about some few changes that are coming down the line, both for next year and also starting today for one of our grade levels. And to find out more about those, let's turn it over to Miss Olson and Miss Moore for this week's Culture Corner.
Oh, hey, KNDMS. I'm here at Culture Corner, my first one with the fabulous Miss Moore. Miss Moore, tell us about your exciting day today.
I graduate tomorrow with my master's degree, so I'm excited.
It's really super exciting.
Yeah.
We're really proud of you, and you're an inspiration for so many of our kids. And speaking of, we have some changes we're going to talk about today. We're going to start by talking about a couple changes for next year. Did you know that next year we have individualized schedules for every student on campus? So it's going to be really cool. It means you don't have to be in the same classroom with the same students for every class, which I know is really hard. So I think it's going to really help relationships across grade levels. Second, we're going to have this really cool block at the beginning of the day called the Targeted Intervention Block. And students, you'll be receiving 45 minutes a day of like specialized help just for you. It'll give you the opportunity to do some clubs. We're looking at bands, some cool stuff around that. So that's coming up too. But guess what? We have a change for our 7th grade classroom starting today. Ms. Moore, you want to tell us about that?
Absolutely. So the reason for this change is because there's been a lot of things as seventh grade teachers and staff members have observed as far as horseplay, being late to class. What else, Miss Olson?
I just think the roughhousing that we're seeing,
Yeah.
kids are getting injured. We're seeing, yeah, it's just feels very unsafe
Yeah.
from their 7th grade transitions.
Absolutely. So you guys will be staying an extra 5 minutes in your classrooms. You're going to clean up. You're going to help pretty much set up for your next teammates to come in and learn. And then you'll stay in, and your teachers will escort you to every class from now on to the rest of the school year.
And you know, it's rough. We only have like, what, 14 days left? But we
14.
feel if we don't address this now, that our 7th graders are not going to be set up for 8th grade next year. So we're going to go ahead and fix this starting today. So 7th grade, please be prepared for that change. I know a lot of you act responsibly in the hall, but as a whole, we're seeing some really dangerous trends that we
Yes.
just have to address. So I don't know. That's all I have. Anything else from you?
That's all I have.
All right. Bye from the Culture Corner.
Bye.
Folks, there are some really cool changes on the schedule coming in next year. One of those we already talked about, everybody's getting an individualized schedule. The other thing, most of your classes are going to be capped out at about 20 students. So expect a lot fewer bodies in class with you. That's going to help with the distractions. That's going to help you focus. It's going to help you get not only an individualized schedule, but also some individualized support from your teachers. The other thing that was not mentioned there is passing periods next year are dropping down to 3 minutes. So enjoy these 5-minute passing periods while you've got them, and show us that you can get to class on time. Next, let's turn it over to Miss Hudson for today's reading update.
Hello, Kipsters and KNDMS family. Happy Friday. It is me, Miss Hudson, bringing your weekly independent reading update. Continuing to read for 20 minutes during advisory is super, super crucial, you all. We are down to the wire. The window for meeting your words read goal is May 26th. So please keep in mind that after you finish reading your book, you are hopping onto the Renaissance app and taking those AR quizzes. Because if you do, you will earn the year-end incentive, which will be upcoming. But shout out to our millionaire students who are going to go on the field trip to Tattered Cover next Tuesday. Thank you so much for your dedication to making sure not only are you reading, but you're engaging deeply and building up that stamina that is required for continuing to read and comprehend your text. Families, thank you so much for your dedication to our students, making sure you encourage them and making sure you check in with them about what they are reading and driving that interest, because your interest will help motivate them, which will then help increase their work in academics. Thank you so much and have a great weekend.
How cool. All of our millionaires get a free book and a trip to Tattered Cover, which is just a fun bookstore to walk around. So I'm really excited for you millionaires going on that trip on the 16th. Congratulations. Speaking of trips, speaking of dates, speaking of trips and dates, let's go over to this week's Get Out Your Calendar. First up, this one's coming into you next week. We've got all of our iReady testing. Again, that's Monday and Tuesday for math, Wednesday and Thursday for ELA, and then we'll do those makeups by Friday. Also, on the 16th is our Asian American and Pacific Islanders Assembly. That's going to be happening during the day. You'll get some more information on those coming up next week on closer to that date. Also on the 16th is that millionaire trip to the Tattered Cover, so get excited for that. Then on the 19th, that's that Friday, we will have our 7th and 8th grade dance. I've got a flyer here to show you. You'll see some of these around the building. Again, this 7th to 8th grade student dance is from 4:30 to 6:30, and as in the name, this is for 7th and 8th graders only. Sorry, 5th and 6th grade, but this is an upper school dance to close out the year on the 19th. Then on the 20th, we've got that community cleanup. This is meeting here on our campus at 9:15, and then the cleanup is going to start around 9:30. So if you can come and help support, get our area nice and clean, that would be really appreciated. The following week, on the 22nd, the 23rd, and the 24th, we have our award ceremonies. Families, this is a chance for you to come into our building, come into the cafetorium with us, and see your students get some sweet awards for all the work they've been putting in this year. The 6th grade award ceremony will be the first one on the 22nd, and the 5th grade one on the 23rd, followed by the 7th grade ceremony on the 24th. All of these ceremonies will start at 9 a.m. and should run to about 10:15 in the morning. So students, you will have an alternate schedule that'll be released as we get closer to that date. And families, again, really look forward to seeing you on our campus as we award our students for their hard work. Then on the 29th is our Memorial Day holiday. That means that there is no school on the 29th. And then the 30th, we are back in school. And then that night is our 8th grade continuation. So 8th grade families, I know you didn't get an award ceremony the week prior, but that's because it's going to happen during continuation on the 30th. The continuation will start at 6, but we're going to start seating folks around 5:30. So you can come a little bit earlier if you want to sit as a big unit. Our last day of school then is the 2nd, but before we get to that, on the 31st, that day is our incentive for iReady. So we're headed to the movie theater. Everybody who earned it gets to go to the theater again. To earn it, you just need to meet your growth goal in iReady on math or in ELA, preferably in both, because then we can get you a snack pack as well. The 2nd is our last day. That's a half day for students, and that is all we've got. Forget out your calendar. Of course, no community update would be complete without celebrating our top Ghana earners, so let's give it up for these Kipsters. Well, folks, there it is. One of our last community updates. We'll probably only have a couple more. So thank you for tuning in, and y'all have a great weekend.